Hi, everybody. I'm Emmy Kirshner, your business and life growth strategist. I help women entrepreneurs who have amazing businesses and are passionate about taking care of their clients in the way that is special for them, but haven't really stepped into the leadership and the CEO role of their business. I help them grow and learn how to have an amazing business and an awesome life. And today I am here with my good friend and rock star, Laura Templeton. And I can hardly wait to talk with you because you really have such a tremendous impact with the people you work with. So welcome, and let me share a little bit about who you are. Laura is the CEO of 30 Second Success. It is a company that helps professionals make better connections and obtain more business in 30 seconds or less. Because you know what? That 30 seconds, that impact you have can make or break whether or not you do business with somebody. Laura's passion for helping people succeed, her creative writing skills, and her 15 plus years experience in direct sales and personal development collided when she stepped into a leadership role. See, here she is, being a leader. I love it. Stepped into a leadership role with a national networking organization. Her desire to support her members identified a need within the professional community for consulting on your 30-second commercial for network and video. She now has a thriving business built around crafting branded messages that connect on a deeper level and teaching people to use networking as a marketing strategy, which you totally should be doing, right? Through building better connections. So welcome. Yay!
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here.
I am too. And you know what? I can't even tell you how many 30-second commercials I have done. And I speak all the time. I think having an effective 30-second commercial or elevator pitch is one of the most difficult things you can do in business. So share with me, how did you come into this? I mean, you gave a little bit of background here, but how did you this is how I can really help people and this is my passion?
It's funny because, after all the years of using networking as part of my business strategy, I really stepped into that leadership role. And once you're in that leadership role, you really see the people in the room differently. You want to help them. How can you help them? They become like your little band of people that's your job, is to help them to be more effective at their businesses. And, most of them business directors. So what I found was, when in that networking environment, most people have to do a 30-second commercial, whether it's, or sometimes a 1-minute commercial, but most of the time it's a 30-second commercial. And I would literally see people just either break out into a cold sweat or start, it would get to be their turn to do their 30-second commercial, and they would just go on and on and on and on and on, never want to stop because they were afraid that they didn't cover all their bases. And I would struggle, my heart would ache, because I would see these amazing women who had absolutely astounding, incredible stories to tell, and they would give her 30-second commercials and they would fall apart, or they would just, I'd be like, oh my gosh, that's so not what she does. Let me give you a commercial for you. And I started just sharing. I just started telling people, look, I really think this is what you should be saying. I'm really good at doing this. Let me write a commercial for you. Let me help you with your 30-second message. And I started offering my services, and then word got out that I was helping people. And I started getting more and more requests to help other people and also to speak in front of groups. And that's kind of how it came about. And after about 2 years of doing that and helping people and just really supporting people, I came home one day and I told my husband, I think I found my next job. And he said, what's that? And I said, so I told him about it. And he's like, are people really going to pay you for it? I'm like, honey, they already are. And at that point, it was just amazing, because it just, to see the transformation when somebody had a clear, concise message of who they were, their confidence would just go through the roof. It's just amazing. So that's the exciting part for me. It was amazing to see the transformation for some of the women in my group, and then others outside of my group that I had been able to, I was blessed to just be able to serve them in that way. So it was really fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So tell me, what is the key component? What is the thing that makes the biggest difference in having, the most important thing for people to do when they're networking with their commercial?
Well, your commercial, it can be used in so many different ways. Like, having that 30-second message where everybody goes around the room and has that 30-second message. But the main thing is remember, a lot of times we're in an environment where we could get asked all the time, so what do you do? Being able to break it down into that one really great line of answering somebody and just giving them that real strong message of what you do. And then remembering to just kind of like clam up and like stop yourself from going on and on and on and on. Let them have the opportunity to say, oh my gosh, how do you do that? Because that's going to invoke that conversation. And that's what you really want. That's the magic of having that method, of getting people to really be interested in learning more about what you do, not telling them everything you do in that 30 seconds or less.
Right.
Inspiring them to want to know more, and causing them to be intrigued by how you help other people.
Right. You know what? That is so perfect, because for me, like, that's that curiosity of when they just give you the snippet.
Right.
Right. Then it's like, ooh, what does
Right.
that mean? Like, and how can that apply to me? And yeah, I love it.
It's like having a really great tagline. A lot of people, have those really great taglines. We all know what Nike's is just do it, and it sticks with people. You have to remember that, it's like having that really great tagline. When you have a really great message, people are intrigued and they want to remember it. They want to remember you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I could say I have done, a ton of networking over the years, and, by the time we go through 30 or 50 people, I don't remember what anybody's done unless I know them previously. Too. So having that moment that's remarkable, that kind of etches you into the back of somebody's mind is key.
Right. Getting them to go, oh my gosh. When you when your message really evokes a response from your audience,
right,
you've gotten their attention.
Yes.
So the natural transition from that then is to want to have a conversation with you. You're absolutely right.
Right. And when they're coming up after, like, that moment is over, it's networking time again, then you've hit the mark.
Absolutely.
So how do you meet your clients' needs? Because I have to presume that everybody is in different places or in different businesses.
Yeah, and that's a really good point. I love learning about people. I love learning about their businesses. That for me is a lot of fun. I'm just such a people person. So having the opportunity to sit with people one-on-one and just understand who they are, what they do, what they need, where that messaging is coming from, where they're going to be using it, is very powerful. Also just had the opportunity to just kind of create some programs, and we talked about this a little while ago, create some digital programs online for people that just need help in areas. Have one program that's helping people identify their ideal client. Because that's that natural transition in understanding our businesses. And a lot of times people get lost in understanding what that is. And then, helping them understanding, how to craft that message and what the formula is behind crafting that message to grab someone's attention. And then helping people to understand how to use it in a networking environment. So awesome. That creative piece is there. So it's, there's a couple different ways. A lot of times I'll work with people one-on-one. I do corporate programs too. And then I also do, have the online programs that people can tap into if they like doing it, the one on your own.
Right. Is there like a system you use or a formula, or is everybody totally different?
Yeah, there's actually a formula with me, with working with clients. That one-on-one is just really diving into doing an interview of understanding who they are, what they do, what they bring to their clients. And then taking that information, for me, it's really about understanding their heart, where they're coming from, understanding what they're passionate about, what their message is that they really want to get across to their clients, and how they solve problems for their clients. That's a real key component to creating that message, is understanding that people don't want to know everything you do. They want to know how you're going to help them. That's what really needs to come out in your 30-second message. How are you going to help someone solve a problem that they have?
Right.
It's a tried and true formula. They use it in advertising all the time. We see it in every commercial that's on television. You think about it. How do all the products that are on TV that you see every day solve your problem? And once you know that it can fix your problem, oh, wait a minute, I've identified that I have a problem. Now you can fix it for me. You're going to run out and buy those products, right?
Right.
So so that's that whole idea of in the advertising. It's used very effectively.
Right. And it was interesting because we were talking about the training I was just at. One of the guys that I'm friends with, like sold this app to me that's not his, because it was on an iPad, and he could scan in all the worksheets and then write on the worksheet. And the one thing that I can't, like, I don't want in my life is more paper, because I don't put it, anywhere. Or he's like, so now he's like, because we meet several times a year, so we've gotten additions to our binder. This was the latest one. He's like, now I have it with me all the time. I'm like, oh my God, that'd be so wonderful, because I know where my stuff is from the last place we were at.
Right.
It's on my bookshelf, third row down on the left. I couldn't access any of it there. So it really is about solving that problem,
right,
and the need. And sometimes things you're not even thinking about.
right.
So it's really critical to be clear about what it is that you're offering.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And sometimes that's what comes out of this, is that clarity, and then helping people understand, once you understand, once you have that clarity, how to deliver it well.
Right. Right.
And that's with practice. It's practice. If you've been networking for a really long time and you've had a really great message, and all of a sudden you move away from it 3 or 4 months, you go back to go networking, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, what was my commercial?
Oh yeah.
You're like, oh my gosh, what did I say? What am I supposed to say now? Who am I? What do I do?
Yeah.
So it's, practice is really important. A lot of times I tell clients, I still practice in the car on my way to a networking meeting. It's so funny, because this is what I do for a living now, but I still practice on my way, so that once I get there, I don't have to think about it. And I can focus on the other people in the room and what they have to say. And that's a key component too, is having that authentic listening as part of your networking. Listening to what the other people are sharing. You can actually, sometimes when you get really comfortable with your own 30-second message, you can become really comfortable and start playing off the other people in the room.
Mm-hmm.
You think about the other people in the room that you have really good connections with, or may have similar clients to you. So if you learn your message, and then all of a sudden somebody talks about, for me, here's an example. Somebody talks about video, and I'm going, okay, video is really important to your SEO on your website. So the next time when it's my turn, I'm going to say, just like so-and-so said about video, it really is important to your SEO just as much as your branded messages.
Right.
So it's a really easy way to transition off of somebody else in the room. And when you elevate somebody else in the room by adding them to your commercial, again, it's positioning you in a different way within that organization. It's giving you more credibility. It's like, oh my gosh, she just mentioned somebody else. That's so sweet of her. It's just the way people respond. It's just so genuine.
Right. I totally agree with you. I want to go back to the practice part, because I think this is really important too, because I know when I was first starting, practice meant that, like, in the car on the way there, I was making it up. And then I had, like, said it out loud, kind of, maybe partly in my head. So let's define practice, because I think that this will be super helpful for people, in that it takes more time than you think.
Right. Absolutely. Practice, a lot of times what I'll do with clients is I'll have them record their 30-second message on their phone.
Mm-hmm.
So they can play it back. And then then they just listen to it a couple times and remember it, so that they can say it again themselves, or they say it with the recording.
Right.
So practicing it with the recording. That's the easiest way to do it when you're in the car. I don't recommend reading from a piece of paper while you're in the car. But yeah, you can put it on your, have a type, you can just put it in your phone in like Evernote or something like that. Or you could, record it on a video to have, and then just practice along with the video.
Right. Awesome.
Especially when you're by yourself in the car. But I don't recommend being by yourself in the car going to networking. I always say take a friend.
Yeah.
Have fun with a friend.
Well, and you can tag team, I think, a little bit.
Right. You could practice with one another, which is fun too.
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned that you have an online course. Would you mind sharing a little bit about that?
So my online courses, I actually developed 3 courses, and they're built to work one off of the other, or you could take them independently. So the first one is finding your ideal client. It helps people to understand who their ideal client is. And then once they really get a really deep understanding of who they are, create that avatar, really get a good understanding of their ideal client, then understanding the next step is, how do I find them? Where are they networking? Am I networking in the right place? So that networking piece is part of that program. And
Okay.
one is crafting your 30-second message. So once you know who your ideal client is, what is it that you want them to know about you? We go through the whole process of, each piece of the formula, understanding it, writing it out. And then I talk about a little bit about how do you present it as a form of a question, or maybe as a bold statement, and just some things that you can do to get really comfortable with it. I even share a lot of times it's fun to have, if you have a product or something, show it, have those visuals are great for people to remember, even just using your, telling somebody to look you up on their phone, just hold your phone up in the air. Visuals are really great. So we talk about a lot of the different ways that you can present your 30-second message as well. And that's all included in that crafting your 30-second message. And then the third one is maximize your networking. It's kind of going beyond the whole networking idea of just showing up, meeting people, exchanging business cards, and not really connecting. It's teaching people how to become really intentional about creating and making those really deep connections within your networking group that really matter. These people may not necessarily be your ideal clients, but they are probably going to know somebody who is. So keeping that in mind and really being intentional about your networking, intentional about those connections is what that third program is about.
Cool. I love it. And I like the sequence of it too.
Thank you.
Very, very powerful. What do you think? I mean, besides more confidence, obviously, in how they're presenting themselves initially, what are some of the biggest results your clients see?
I think it's just having that clarity and that really clear, concise message that they can use in many different ways. I think the biggest thing a lot of people are really surprised about is once they have that message, they realize that they can use it in so many other ways, whether they use it in their networking, whether they use it as content, whether they're on social media, on their website, as part of. So that's been a really fun thing. I think the other thing that's been interesting, and I had one client say to me, she said, "You made me cry." And I'm like, "Why?" "I felt so bad." Like, "What?" She goes, "No, it's a good thing." She said, "You wrote as if you were me." She said, "I've never been able to speak in my own voice, but you wrote as if it were me writing."
That's awesome.
So I have the ability to take their emotions, their words, and craft a message in such a way that it's really authentic, because I have a way, it's just, it's just kind of that ability to listen to somebody's heart, and how they really serve their clients is important to me.
Yeah.
And I'm able to bring that and translate that into their message. So that's a lot of fun.
Awesome. So would you mind sharing your 30-second commercial?
Oh, you couldn't put me on the spot, huh? Not at all. So,
since you practice in the car all the time.
I was practicing before we got started, right? So I don't know. I'm just so you know, I'm getting a weird internet connection error, so hopefully it won't cut out on us. But but every once in a while, my computer says it, and then nothing happens. But you never know. So
internet land.
So I'm going to go first, and then you're going to go second. All right. So, hi, I'm Laura Templeton with 30-Second Success. I help people develop their 30-second commercials for networking as well as for video. If you really struggle with being able to communicate effectively who you are in 30 seconds or less, I can help you with that. I'm Laura Templeton with 30-Second Success. So, and it's funny, I can't tell you how often people will time me, so I'm purposeful about doing less than 30 seconds.
Yeah, we get
I never want to go over.
Oh my goodness gracious, that was awesome.
Thank you.
That was really awesome. My turn now, huh? I did not practice mine. So, but I'm really happy to be put on the spot and to go for it anyways.
There you go.
So, how many times have you felt like at the end of the day that you got absolutely nothing done on your to-do list? And no matter whether or not you pulled an all-nighter tonight or 3 all-nighters, you were never going to get it all done, and you weren't going to be able to spend time with your friends, your family, or your kids. I know I have been there as well, right? My name is Emmy Kirshner. I'm a business and life growth strategist, and I help women entrepreneurs just like you find fluidity, not balance, because life balance is bullshit, in their business and in their lives, and make amazing amounts of money. Again, my name is Emmy Kirshner, And I look forward to connecting with you.
Good job.
Thank you.
So one tip I have for you.
Yeah.
Everybody in the audience, make sure at the very end, because once you've got their attention, you want them to know who you are. Make sure, and you did it. You remember to put your name at the end. Make sure you always, always, always include your name and your company at the very end. Whether you say it in your commercial or not, always make sure you say your name and your company so they have an opportunity to jot it down once you've got their attention.
Great pointer. I love it.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. That's awesome. So can I put you on the spot again? Because I always love to ask like random questions that have nothing to do with business.
Okay. Hot seat time, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. What would be your favorite place to travel?
My intention is we want to travel the whole United States. My husband and I would love to shoot archery in all 50 states. So
cool. Okay, so how many states have you shot? Is that the right word?
Yep. Yeah, we have shot archery in 3 states so far. So
you're just
a lot to go. Yeah.
That's okay.
Well, you know, when you're raising kids, it's one thing. Now we're technically empty nesters, or so now we can really have a game plan of traveling the country and shooting archery.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome. So what states have you shot archery in?
Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Florida.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Little variation there with the Florida.
And technically we've shot in Connecticut, but we didn't shoot, our daughter shot. So I don't know if that one counts.
I think it should be you, but.
So we still need to cover Connecticut then.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you've got time and a plan.
Yes. Yes, we do.
I really have enjoyed being able to interview with you and just ask you kind of random questions. And I love that you're helping everybody with their 30-second commercial. So thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me. It's been fun. I'm excited to be here with you. Thank you.
Awesome. If you don't mind, share where everybody can connect with you.
Oh, you can find me at 30secondsuccess.com, and it's the number 30. So it's 30 and then the word secondsuccess.com.
Okay.
And all of my everything's on my website, so it's easy to get me there.
Awesome. And we are going to have a link in the comment section below with info for Laura's online program. So if you're interested in checking them out, click on the link below. Do it. Definitely.
Great. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. And until next time, have an awesome day.
Thank you so much, Emmy. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.